We now have more talk over Taiwan between China and the United States, and China basically saying that they're not going to deal with anyone trying to come and prop up Taiwan and try to back them. And in so many words, they have warned Taiwan that, well, they better watch what they're doing here, and they better not try to prop themselves up with the support of other countries. So the United States has been working with Taiwan, and back in January, the House of Representatives unanimously passed the Taiwan Travel Act, a bill aiming at to significantly strengthen its ties between the U.S. and Taiwan. It had reached the floor of the Senate on Wednesday, and the only thing that it needs now is Trump's signature to make it law. And this seems to be a big political move that the Chinese are eyeballing and saying, well, we don't think so. What they're citing is this. Back in 1979, the U.S. had cut off all formal ties with Taiwan when it recognized Beijing as the Chinese capital. Back in 1979. This event marked the official acceptance of the One China policy, which regards Taiwan as Chinese territory. So they're going to have to counter that bill, that agreement, and all of that, the One China policy. They basically view Taiwan as a breakaway area from the country. And you can see here, with Japan, the Korea Peninsula here, the Philippines right here. And you can see Vietnam, Malaysia. This has been a disputed area this whole time throughout the South China Sea, this whole trade route. To be able to get down and around, up through the Persian Gulf, into the Mediterranean, and just to get things up into the UK and parts of Upper Europe. That's the travel route they've had to take. I've also talked about this Silk Road number 2 that China spent billions on, that has now stopped dead at Russia. And it makes you wonder what is going on there, raising a lot of questions. But in terms of Taiwan, you can see strategically that Malaysia, the U.S. is allied with. We've talked about the Philippines and everything going on there, and it makes me wonder what's really happening here. And with Duterte saying he will step down in the next couple years, where this will go. If they remain an ally of the United States, you're talking Malaysia, the Philippines. Taiwan would be a huge one here. And you can see it sits right on the underbelly of this region, very close to Hong Kong, which is right there. And you can see this area, they never let get away from them. But Taiwan, they're basically saying is a breakaway area, and they're claiming it as territory. And you get up here, what do we have? You have Japan. You have South Korea. U.S. allies. And of course the situation with North Korea, and Beijing sits right there. So, to put things into perspective, this little island here could be a flashpoint of who knows what is going to happen here in the future, especially with China doing everything that they do in terms of building up these little shoals into military bases and airstrips and all this other stuff. Coming down toward the Philippines, and I've talked about all these different settings, all the different oil deposits and everything else that sits in these Spratly Island regions and other island regions that they want to lay claim to. So at some point, in terms of Taiwan here, I think it's going to get really heated. So I will continue to update as things move forward. But if Trump signs this, it will officially become law, everything that they've put into motion here. And if we see that this week or whenever, I'll keep you guys posted with that info. But I'll leave a link below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for the latest updates. It's been Dabu7.